Most of us grew up learning that the American Constitution, our Constitution, guarantees birthright citizenship. In other words, anybody born in this country, even to parents who are here illegally or simply on vacation, is a U.S. citizen and do all the benefits of that for life. But is that really what the Constitution says? Michael Anton does not believe it says that. He's a lecturer at Hillsdale College and a former Trump advisor who just wrote a piece in the Washington Post arguing that birthright citizenship is not a constitutional requirement. Michael Anton joins us tonight. Michael, thanks a lot for coming on. I'm amazed the Post printed this piece. Good for them. You took a lot of heat for it. People were shocked by the idea that you would even question this. But you made your case partly on legal grounds. Why does the Constitution not say what we've been taught it says?
Well, you have to read the whole 14th Amendment. It says there's a clause in the middle that people ignore or they misinterpret, subject to the jurisdiction thereof meaning of the United States. What they're saying is if you're born on U.S. soil subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, meaning you're the child of citizens or the child of legal immigrants, then you are entitled to citizenship. If you're here illegally, if you owe allegiance to a foreign nation, if you're the citizen of a foreign country, that clause does not apply to you. If you read the debate about the ratification of the 14th Amendment, all the senators who are discussing what this is meant to do and what it means are very clear on this point. I tried to point that out. I expected the left would blow up and get angry, which they did. What I didn't expect, at least not to this extent, and what was very disappointing, was how angry the so-called conservative intellectuals got with me. And they essentially said any opposition to birthright citizenship is racist and evil and un-American. And I'm still in the middle of this debate, writing back and forth. It'll go on for a while. I'm happy to do it. I'm a happy warrior on these questions. But it shows you, you asked the speaker, why are the Republicans so bad on this question? He gave you some answers. I'd ask a parallel question. Why are the so-called conservatives, the intellectuals, the conservative scholars so bad on this question? That's one of the things I'm trying to point out.
The nonprofit people who've been consuming billions of donations for 40 years as the country gets more liberal, and then lecture people like you that you're sort of not towing their line? It's a deeply unimpressive group. Deeply unimpressive group. I would ignore them if I were you. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the writers and the think tank scholars.
Oh, I'm very aware of exactly what you're talking about. But let me ask you this. So the people who wrote the 14th Amendment did not envision a moment where, I don't know, thousands of Chinese would fly to Saipan, have their children there so they could become U.S. citizens, or people would sneak in illegally into this country so their kids would get American benefits. That wasn't kind of a consideration for them.
The purpose of the 14th Amendment was to settle the question of the citizenship of freed black slaves. So this is right after the Civil War, and you have some people in the country citing the Dred Scott decision, widely regarded as the worst Supreme Court decision ever, which held that no black person could ever be a citizen. And the Congress said, we're going to overturn that forever and make it clear that if you were born here and you're subject to the jurisdiction, as all freed slaves were, then you are a citizen and no state can take that away from you. But they also make it clear in language in the debates and in the Civil Rights Act of 1866, passed the same year as this debate by the same Congress, that you have to be not subject to any foreign power in order to be eligible for birthright citizenship. And all the people attacking me and freaking out about this, they don't really have an answer to that. They just glide past it and try to obfuscate and point to other things that aren't relevant. If you read the debate, it's very clear what the framers of that amendment meant.
Well, because for them it's theology. It's not a policy debate, and you violated a tenet of their religion. And I hope you'll continue to do that fearlessly as you have. Michael, thank you.
Believe me.